What's up, guys and girls? In this video we're gonna go over Odin's true power in God of War Ragnarok. This is going to be an extensive breakdown over all Odin's powers using the God of War game, the novel, and of course lore and legends. These will be canon mentions only, so no, we're not using the traditional Norse mythology, and we're just sticking to the canon entries of God of War. In the end, tell me, how do you think the Kratos matchup will go against Odin? I would love to hear your opinion. Are you concerned? Are you not? This video took a really long time to put together and to get all the information, so I ask that you hit the like button and definitely subscribe if you're interested in these long breakdown videos. You all have been helping me a lot with the likes, and of course I want to thank Edgar for helping me get all this information. Let's get right into it. Starting this video is going to be tough as Odin has done a lot in the Norse realm, but let's start with what magic he can do. Let's start with the God of War novel. Now, there are two times in God of War the game where Kratos has felt Odin's magic. When Freya was being taken back to Midgard, once showing us Alfheim, Kratos in his head remarked that this spell was one of the most powerful things he has ever encountered, and was worried that if he actually held on to Freya, will Kratos get sucked as well. Here is the entry from the God of War novel where he's thinking all of this. And also when he was looking at the Black Breath, Kratos mentioned how potent it was as well. This acknowledgement from Kratos is very rare. Kratos has never met Odin, yet the spells Odin has made really brought this feeling out of Kratos that this is the strongest thing he has ever felt. But what are some other things Odin can do? Let's start with some of the crazy, downright impossible things he's done. This is a hard to miss detail, but did you know that Odin actually created the mortals in Midgard? In a note you can find in God of War 2018, and you can find this in Lore Legends, it's a section called Prayer to Odin. The mortals are thanking Odin for the dragons, Balder and Thor, and also creating the first two humans named Ask and Embla. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Odin creating the mortals is now officially canon in the God of War universe, which goes hand in hand with the traditional myth. Odin is so powerful that he created an entire race because he just felt like it. Not even Zeus could do something like that, but does this mean that Odin is a primordial? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Speaking of creation, he's somewhat responsible for the 9 realms creation. After he killed Ymir, parts of her body created everything. Her skull made the sky, her body created Midgard, her flesh became most creatures, and so on. Although Odin's nickname is the Allfather, it was through the death of Ymir, which was the thing that created everything essentially. But Odin was the one that destroyed someone this powerful.
It was Odin who took arms against his creator, and spilled Ymir's lifeblood with his spear. A necessary evil, he would say, to bring order to the realms. From Ymir's torn flesh, Odin would fashion the realm of Midgard for his own. Called himself All-Father as if he was the creator and not the creator's destroyer.
Another thing that shows how powerful he is with magic was Groa. Groa was a giant woman who was searching for her father and gathered all the wisdom she could find in Midgard. However, instead of having visions of her father's location which she wanted, she had visions of Ragnarok instead. Actually, it was Odin who had been using his own magic to block Groa from having visions of her father, but once he felt her have visions of Ragnarok, he killed her and stole her entire library.
When Odin caught word of her ultimate prophecy, he maneuvered to obtain her knowledge and hoard it for himself. Groa knew Odin as a long-time patron of her services, and so she welcomed him into her library as a friend. What she did not know is that Odin himself was behind her husband's disappearance, having used his enchantments to conceal his death at Thor's hands from her sight. Smiling, jealous Odin took her by the throat, and with his very hands he stole her library and her life for his own.
Another thing to mention is that Odin may be powerful with magic, but he is also a physical fighter. Evidence of this comes from the Vanir and Aesir War. During the war, the Asgardians only used physical combat and brute force against the Vanir people because at the time physical combat was the only way they knew how to fight. And the Vanir people fought back with magic, with Freya actually leading them, and it resulted in a stalemate, which really does mean the Vanir, being so powerful with magic, couldn't straight up destroy the Aesir, who specialized in brute force. To put this all in perspective, Odin has been alive since the very start of the Norse world when Ymir created him, which is potentially thousands of years, but only picked up Vanir magic 150 years ago according to lore and legends. So most likely his physical fighting style can go toe to toe with anyone, possibly even Kratos. And of course we all know that he picked up the Vanir's magic from being married with Freya, so he has the best of both worlds, physical combat and magic. Speaking of the Vanir people, Odin actually put a spell that sealed off the entire realm. This was mentioned in the Raven's Keeper's notes, and I think this also proves how powerful Odin has gotten with Vanir magic. Honestly, I can go on and on. I can talk about how Odin walked around the land of the dead, and this is why he's called Lord of the Hanged. I can talk about how he's a master manipulator, how he can shapeshift, how he cursed Niflheim's mist, but I think I made my point. He's extremely powerful, so powerful that Kratos even acknowledged that and they haven't even met. He has insane physical fighting ability, he has the knowledge of the Norse world with Groa's library, and so on. So I want to pass this question off to you. How can Kratos beat someone who has magic, strength, an army, and all the knowledge of the world? How can Kratos beat Odin? Does he have a chance? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for liking the video. Thank you for watching the video. Deuces.